to record this. That is an excellent request. So after hours CE courses for dual agent career and class and work, you're talking more like workshops and things like that, right?
Yeah, interactive workshop rather than just watching videos. You know, if you have any questions, you can't really answer it if you're just watching, recorded videos.
So would you come to the office like one night every month for a workshop? Would you all do that? Or do we need virtual workshops?
I would, because that was my thought too. Even if it's weekend classes, I would even come and do weekend classes, because I am a hands-on person. So I want to be able to get more hands-on training. And once I get that training, then I'll be fine. I just want to be able to sit in front of the computer with someone to help guide me through everything that we're doing. So like I said, evenings or weekends, that would be perfect for me.
So do we need okay. So do we need for some of you, do we need a from lead gen to closing workshop, or
Yes.
Okay, we need a from lead gen to closing workshop. Okay. And then we need probably one for sellers and one for buyers.
Yeah, because I feel I'm going in blind.
Okay.
I'm about to get a listing and I'm like, okay, well, I know how to market strategy. I guess I'll just follow the list and go from there. But it's nice for a little insight,
Okay. So for those of you who just joined, we're talking about that there's a need for time, figuring out how to maximize time when you don't have enough of it. How if there can be CE classes or other workshops that are interactive after hours or on Saturdays. And did I miss anything? And also we need from start to finish lead gen to closing for both sellers and buyers. We need everything in every step of the way, that kind of process.
I would like to add to Candace, hey, good evening, everyone. Just like I think I asked in the group, about the golden letter, I know there's a series of that Robin had sent out. There's a series of steps that they're doing. I know it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be recorded or not. So for me, that will be beneficial, that part of it, and I think all in all, I think everybody's saying the same thing. It's about balance. How do we balance? What do we figure out, like what's most important right now, like today, like I'm at school during the day, I teach during the day, so when I get off, what is the next step? And I have to tailor a lot of my working part after that, being if I'm going to show a property, or if I'm consulting with a buyer or seller or something like that, or do it on the weekend. My summers are basically strictly real estate. And my breaks and stuff like that, are strictly real estate as well. But like, just what is the most important part of what's going to generate me more leads to therefore one day be able to lead teaching.
Right. Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, so, probably some more suggestions on, I'm a little bit, like I said, stuck at the moment with the leads as well. It's not that I don't talk to people and I'm constantly, engaging whoever I'm around, but when it comes to, cold calling and door knocking, I'm a little bit still, I cannot get over the fear, or just trying to figure out what's the other best way to potentially lead generate. Because when you sit here with no leads, it's really like eating me alive that I'm not able to help somebody, and I know I can. So it's kind of like, yeah. So leads. How do we get them? Like what is the best way for us that don't have a lot of time on our hands?
Right.
What is the best way to do them?
Okay. I have to tell you, I wake up thinking about this. I go to sleep thinking about this, because I know that if you can start having production, if you wanted to, you could leave your full-time job. And that would be a lot of relief for some of you. Some of you will want to continue what you're doing and supplement with real estate. But I wake up thinking about it. And I was talking to somebody today. I have a new coach. I pay a lot of money for my coaches. So this new coach is, I like everything about this coach. And what she says is, there's no such thing as consistency in most human beings. Most of us We might have a good day. We might have a day when we don't do something. Even if we get up and we, like I do my morning ritual most mornings because I know how good I feel. That's gotten to be kind of a habit. But life gets in the way. Sometimes I want to send out my 10 video texts at 9, and I get a phone call or somebody needs help at 9. So I need to do it later in the day, and then the day gets by. So I understand how that happens. So one of the things that I think we need to do is do some real less time consuming lead gen, and we need to put things on automation. So your lead gen is working when you're sleeping. And that, what I mean by that is, for instance, if you're going to do Facebook posts, and we talked about this today, and I'll do an after hours class on this. If you all are committed to showing up, I'll be committed to giving up time as well in the evening. And what I see is that you could, for instance, if social media is your platform, you can sit down and maybe you have a Saturday off and you're just on fire. And I just posted that thing in the announcements for a 12-month marketing plan. You could put together a month's worth of Facebook posts, and then you can schedule those, pre-schedule those, so that you don't have to physically do it every single day or every other day. You do it one day and it's set for the month, and boom, your lead gen is done for Facebook. That's the kind of automation I'm talking about. Melissa Guy, who is just, well, she's going to not be dual career, but she's going to teach a class for us, and I'll make sure it's a class we can access for dual career, because I'm passionate. I started as a dual career agent, and I'm passionate about you guys as well. So, and that's neither here nor there, but I want to see you all succeed. And so does Bill. But one of the things she did was she figured out how to run Facebook ads in command, and she's going to tell us how to do that. And she, while she was sleeping, has 10 buyer leads. And what she did was she put out in the Facebook help community, does anybody have a listing that I can test for the Facebook ads? And I gave her one of my listings, and she did her ad around it, and she got 10 leads. She had 2 on Friday, and now over the weekend she's gotten 8 more. Those are buyer leads. Now, even if only one of those closes right now, that's potentially $10,000, right? $7,000 to $15,000 depending on the price point. Well, no, I know the price point is it'd be about $12,000, because that's the price point of the listing that I have. So that kind of automation as well, where you put and you can set the ads up to run. She spent $20, just so you know, wasn't expensive. She spent $20 for 10 leads. If every single one of those closed and she had a $10,000 commission, that's a $200,000 payback, return on investment. I doubt it'll turn out to be that, but she probably close at least one. So those are the kinds of things that I'm working on that I want to help you all with, and then systems as well. So anything that we can systematize for you, so you don't have to have your eyes or hands on it, except just to go check, that makes your time go faster. And then anything we can automate as far as lead gen. And I can tell you, I preach the video texts. To send 10 video texts a day takes about 15-20 minutes. You could do it in the morning as you're driving. I wouldn't do it as you're driving. I sit in the parking lot and do it, but you could do it. You could do it on your lunch break. You could do 5 minutes here, do 5 video texts, less than a minute for each one. Hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you. This is for you if you have a sphere. I was thinking about you. I'd love to catch up and see what's going on in your world. Let's set a date. You get a response, you set a date. Either you meet them for coffee or you meet them on, by the phone and say, I'm working too. I'm working my full-time job, and I'm also in real estate. I'm, really learning a lot in real estate, and what's going on with you, that kind of thing. We can work on that as well. So how does that sound to everybody? Am I going in the right direction?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay.
I would love to know about, I was very interested in this, letters, what's it called, golden letter thing. But then I was so excited about it, but then I realized you need to have a pre-qualified buyer, and I was like, oh well, I don't have one, so I cannot attend. Like I said, hopefully it will be a next one, because I thought it was a really good idea for everybody to do it together. And
so they're going to beta test this, and I asked them, I said, can we have one for our dual career agents at night? And the response was, we're beta testing this one, and when we get it worked out, the kinks worked out, we can look at that for sure. And I said, I'll volunteer to be there. I'll be at the office as long as we can have the resources. One of the things I'll tell you is that I've sent out letters without a qualified buyer, just saying, in our market, we have a lot of buyers and we are looking for sellers who are interested to sell. Do you know anybody who's interested to sell? I never claimed to have a buyer. I never represented that. And because I wanted to be part of that too. And I don't work with buyers typically because I'm dual career right now. So, and I did get one listing appointment off of that, although they went with a discount broker, or I think they're going to go with a discount broker because they've ghosted me. So, and they were asking if I would lower my commission and I said no. So, but that's where I was. But anyway, so you can send out the golden letter without a buyer, but if you use that command strategy and the Facebook ad and you have buyers, boy, then you can leverage 10 buyers. And if you don't have time to do the letters, you can, because I'm dual career. I'm a PC coach and then I have my real estate career. So I spend a lot of time during the day where I don't have my attention on my business. And a lot of times I do my business in the evenings. I'll allow myself 1 hour of TV and then I'm back to work. Or I spend time with my husband, and I don't work every single night. But I do think when you do that and you do have those buyers, you can definitely do those letters. But what I did was I reached out to my database and I said, who knows a college kid or a mom who needs to make some extra money? I'll pay $10 an hour and I'm going to be sending out about 150 letters a month. And then I provided the envelopes and the stamps. It cost me about $150 a month to $200 a month. And this young college girl loves it. She's so excited. And as an incentive to make sure that she was putting the right names in the right envelopes, because she has to research and find out if there's only John on the information she gets from Cole from Bill, then she has to research and see, is it John and Twee? Is it John and Sue? Or is it John and Jerry? And then so she can address the first part of the letter to John and Jerry, and then she hand addresses the envelopes. And she loves it. But I gave her an incentive and I said, any listing that closes from our efforts as a partnership, I will give you $100. And she was like, what? So you can do things like that. If you have kids that are a little grown, you can enlist their help as well. So you don't have to do all of that labor. And I think that's going to be important for people in dual career too, is to find leverage is going to be huge for all of us in dual careers.
Hey, Candace, I have a suggestion or something that I struggle with. It's always like I hear, the golden letter, and then people put theirs on there like as a screenshot. But just to be honest, with being a dual agent, like with me, I never know what my day will consist of, and I'll have a to-do list, and real estate stuff will be on there. But if someone provided us with the template for the golden letter, or somebody have a Canva template for Facebook that they use that they can drop in the dual agent group, I feel like it would be easier to easily assess, okay, I want to do the golden letter this week. Let me go to the Google Drive and find the template, and I can mail it off myself versus kind of remaking a whole letter, like just so we can make tweaks to make it our own, but not necessarily create a whole letter from beginning to end.
I will, I have every golden letter and I will post them in the dual career. And I guess I could make a template from it, and then you could just, let me think about that. If you don't want to have to rewrite the letter, I can just put a template in. The one that I'll just put the one that I send to Lauren where she types in the names, and I'll put that one in the chat. Now that one does say that I have a buyer, because for this particular community in Chateau Alon, I have a buyer. But I also have, I'll find the one that was a generic one, because I keep them in a file folder and I'll post those. And then you can just copy it and put the names of the people in it.
Candice, that was one of the issues I was having. I mean, I don't have it immediately right now, was that some of the things, they were all in PDF. And then when I would ask for it so I could edit it, you were told, oh, you can only get it in a PDF. So then I had to like spend my time and recreate that document from scratch. And I thought that was a little waste of time of my time, because I only have like 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why should I be recreating the thing, trying to get the logo in, all of that, when you could just send it to me, I edit it, put my stuff on it, and it's ready. So that was one of the things I found frustrating.
Okay, so I use Word docs, and as long as everybody has Word, I can put, so the letters that I have are in Word docs, so they can be editable for Lauren, who does the letters for me. And I also posted today, for those of you who are trying to build up your command database, I posted in the PC help, and I can repost it in the dual career, the template for if you want to import your contacts from an Excel spreadsheet, it has to go on this particular command template. And I posted that. All you would do is copy the rows, right, or the columns, and from your Excel to this, and then you can just upload them all at once if you have multiple people that you want to upload. So I'll keep working on tweaks. And I think for those of you who are, I will open up an evening. If Monday night is the best evening, I'll open up Monday evening for one-on-ones for those of you who can't do it during the day. Would that help? But I need to know if you'll show up or you'll let me know ahead of time. So I'm not sitting in my little room at home on my Zoom going, waiting for somebody. So if everybody will be courteous of that. And this is what I would say. I'm somebody who's had $60,000 months, and I am going to refer out to agents who are responsive and who show up when they say they're going to show up. Or if life happens and you can't show up, make sure that you let me know ahead of time, because that's the way you want to treat your clients. So I want to treat you like you're my clients, because you are, and I'd like to be treated that way too. And I'm preaching to the choir, because you that are on here don't do that. But anyway, if you'll spread that word, that would be great. But those people who do, keep their one-on-ones or say, hey, I've got something coming up this week, I can't keep it. Those will be the people that when I get leads or somebody from the office says, who in PC will do this, I will refer those out to those agents. So
we'll do it
Also,
every Monday, Candace.
Yes. Yeah, so you're on, Antonia, at 4 p.m. on Mondays. Is that still good for you?
yeah, that's fine. But I
Okay.
was gonna ask too, I was asking, I think it was Lee, about being able to go with someone to their open houses, like if they have one on the weekends.
So yes, so we also have shadowing opportunities, and and I can tell you that there's an open house that I had committed to for somebody. Drew Patrick is going to do an open house at one of my listings in Roswell. Anybody is welcome to go with him. He would be delighted. And I would say, Alma, for you, for door knocking, team up with somebody. We have the largest team in the office, and 3/4 of us are dual career. So team up with somebody. If you want to go door knocking and you need the support of another person with you, which is also safety, right? Team up with somebody.
Okay.
And go door knocking. But yeah, all you have to do is put in the PC help. Does anybody have an open house that I can go with? Fabiola did that this week with Twee. Her kids just went back to school, so she's kind of like, she's been dual career with kids though. But I mean, her kids were her dual career, but now she told me today on her one-on-one that she did an open house with Twee, who is a seasoned, kind of a newer but seasoned agent, and they decided that they would split up the leads. They had like 12 people come, so they decided they would split up those who weren't working with buyers to those that they talked to. So for instance, if they had multiple people coming in at once, you can only talk to one person at a time, right? So they split the leads that way. So she had 3 buyers to work with from that open house. So you can definitely double up and team up.
Hey, Candace.
Yes.
Do you think it would be a good idea, just with so many people being in PC and people getting listings, to have a separate group for open houses, where if you go to that group, you know for a fact that there's an open house, that there's an opportunity on?
I will mention that to Bill and see what he says. There's also what we could do is ask James, who is he supports the ad. He supports Raven, right? And the office. He supports the office. And I could ask him to look up open, because FMLS posts open houses, right? And you can go to FMLS open houses and see all the open houses for the weekend. But to be specific to our 3 offices, because it doesn't have to be just Roswell. You can go to North Fulton or Chattahoochee North, which is in Peachtree Corners. You can go to any one of those and ask those agents as well. for
Can-
to do open house. So that's a good idea. I'll check with Bill about that and see if we can get a list of open houses for everybody for the week. So you don't have to do that research.
Right.
Because we can go on the GLG group too and post if anybody has any open house opportunities as well.
Good idea.
Candice,
What group
someone
did you
had
say?
showed me how to do it, but only for our, because they only knew our center code, but I'm still trying to get the other codes for the other GLG group, so that way I could set it up for myself. So I'm struggling with that part, getting that information.
Are you talking about the market center number, like 367 is our market center number?
The
Or are you talking
KW, whatever it is, KW001 or
It's KWRO01.
right. So they showed me how to set it up in FMLS with just ours to see when there's a new open house listed. But I wanted to be able to see it for the other Georgia Legacy group, so I could look at their open houses as well. So I'm struggling with getting that information.
So if somebody wants to be resourceful, otherwise I'll ask for help for this. And I saw you post that, but I've been going since 7:30 this morning. I haven't had much of a time to look at the chats. But the way that you do that is you go into FMLS and Matrix, and instead of a residential search, you go to an office search, and then you just put in, you can put it, and sometimes too much information is less. If you know an agent name there, that's easier. And then their office code will come up, or just post it in the post it in the GLG Facebook group, and you'll get an answer back pretty quickly, because there's a lot of different eyes on that besides just our office. But if you can't do that, Nadine, then you just have to send me a text and I'll do that tomorrow.
I'll do something up and post it in the group. And then if I don't get a response, then I'll reach back out to you. But I definitely want to do more open houses. And I was told that was one of the way to see them when they're being advertised. So
Absolutely.
But another thing too, I think it would be probably feasible just so you can have enough time if you need to go look at the subdivision as well, is to definitely post, and you can do dual, so that way you can get multiple opportunities. Go in there and post in the GLG group and let them know, hey, I'm a newer agent, I would love shadowing and I would love open house opportunities. And you'll be amazed of how many actually will, when people are like swamped with open houses and swamped with clients or whatever, you'll be busy doing that.
Well, I had posted it before, so what I'll do is just repost it. But thanks, Lawanda.
Were you in the GLG group, the Facebook group?
No, I don't even know what group that is.
Okay. Just look up Georgia Legacy.
Which group you said? I don't know if it's my computer or yours. Something is freezing. I didn't hear. Ooh.
I'll put it in the chat for you, Nadine.
Thanks.
So this is the other thing, you all, because if you have buyer leads are time consuming, but they're necessary. So what I would do is I would make friends with the other people that are dual agents and just have a reciprocal agreement where, hey, I have a buyer, I can't show homes on this day because I'm working tonight, or I'm working during the day and they want to see during the day, and I'll do it for you as well. And I would make this a real cohesive, supportive group, and just put your showing needs out there, and then be willing to do it for somebody when they need it as well. And just, I think that would be a nice thing for this group to do, and I think important. And then you can still negotiate the contract. It's just just having somebody showing the house for you. I would also, if you're going to do open houses, I can do an evening class on this, or I can do a class on this that when everybody's consensus is that it works. And it would be strategies, because for instance, when I ask somebody to do an open house, there's some expectations I have around that. I expect them to get there earlier. I expect them to make sure all the lights are on and the blinds are open. I expect them to bring a broom if need be, because sometimes the sellers leave and don't get everything room clean. If the seller leaves candles, I ask my sellers to leave candles often so it has a nice aroma, because those air fresheners in my opinion, stink, and candles don't. So I don't want them to be overpowering, but just a light vanilla scent. Vanilla is a real popular scent, so a light vanilla scent. So I'd like for somebody to either, you know, and if you bring the candles, even better if the homeowner doesn't have them. And then what I need to know is that you have a sign-in sheet where you can that's for your own self, because I don't want leads from the open house. Those are yours. But you have a sign-in sheet, and I would make sure that you check when each person signs in that you can read their writing. And when I'm doing my sign-in sheet, one of the things I say is, by the way, it's important for me because the seller asked me to have everybody sign in who's going to be touring their home. And I would love it if I could read your handwriting. And I will not bombard you, but I'll probably reach out and say thank you. And then I'll offer something of value. And if they're not working with the realtor, then for sure I'm going to follow up with them. But the other thing that's important, because you're representing the listing agent, right? Until you are the listing agent. And it's really important that the sellers are like, what's the feedback from the open house? And if you just do the open house and go home and don't give any feedback, and I just got feedback from a listing that was brutal because the seller thought the contractor came while he was out of town and didn't see the home, and the home wasn't ready to be listed. I hadn't had a chance to look at it. And so the open house was done and it was brutal. It was like, why is there a hole in the middle of the laundry room floor? Well, it was for the vent. You know, why is the paint touch-ups not done? So the feedback was really helpful for him. And it helped me to say to him, first impressions are everything. So you want to make sure that you're that agent that gives the feedback and says, thank you for the opportunity of the open house, and really kind of tries to be a partner with it. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mhm.
So
Candice, I had a
Yes.
similar thing where somebody asked me to do the open house, and I was actually door knocking maybe the Thursday or the Friday before, and I went and I looked at the house, and it was a good thing because it had rained and the downstairs part got wet. So I was able to tell the agent, and she was able to had that remedied before the actual open house.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic, Nadine. And that's exactly the kind, I mean, if you can go early, great. I don't expect that. I always tell people you have the opportunity. If you want to go early, you can door knock. One of the things that when I was doing open houses and when I still do open houses is I'll go door knock and I'll say, hey, just wanted you to know we're having a neighbors only open house before it's open to the public. And if you want to stop by from 12 to 1, I also, depending on the house, I might like this house that I have listed that has 5 levels of decks, that because my flipper seller goes crazy, I'll probably do some sort of a barbecue there and just do hot dogs. I'll make it really inexpensive, but I'll do hot dogs and invite the neighbors, because the neighbors sometimes have people that they know who want to live in the area, or they have friends they want to move in the area. Happens a lot around Thanksgiving when family members, or holidays when family members come and they realize that they get older and they want to be closer to their family. And so, anyway.
Hey, Candace.
Mhm.
Just to, I guess close out the call, just to figure out what the expectations for the call moving forward would be. Will we have more interaction things? Like, I know we have the buyer checklist or the listing checklist, and to kind of maybe go through one thing at a time to just know what that process will look like from beginning to end, so that, on weekends when most of us work, that we know exactly what to do next versus, kind of going into a panic if you get that opportunity.
Do you all want to keep this Monday night mastermind, and I'll start doing some things on this mastermind like that?
I would love to.
I
I'm
do.
free.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. If I have a good, if it's a one person that shows up, it's like a one-on-one. But if I can get a commitment that you'll all commit, I'll make sure every Monday night at 6:30 we have a topic, and you all can send me in the dual career chat what you want the topic to be, and whatever the most majority is, I'll talk about that, or I'll do a class on that, and we can have interaction so you can ask questions and everything too.
And it's for more interaction. I think it will be good for just a calendar invite for everybody to accept or not accept, because I know, like, when I accept the calendar invite, it automatically goes on my phone. I'm able to click the link versus, like, if somebody's driving or, you know, whatever the case may be. It just makes it easier being that it's such a small group. And then that way you'll kind of get commitment to say, okay, this person said maybe, this person said yes, this is a no. So you can kind of get an idea of what the crowd would be like.
Okay, I will do that definitely. And I have a question for each of you. So as far as expectations goes, Markia, you're already in production, but for those of you who are newer, what are your expectations around timing for production? And just knowing that some of that's going to come from you, but what are your expectations around that? Like how quickly do you want to have a closing? And think about, 30, 60, 90 days.
So like from the day we join the group or like from now?
Let's from now.
I mean, how quickly are we closing nowadays? Like I said, I had a potential seller ask me, I said, like a month and a half.
30 days is typical. It can be
Okay.
done in 21 days, but that's making your poor lenders work their little fingers to the bone, but they can do it and they will do it to get a deal done.
And that's for buyer. I'm talking about for a seller, right? Oh
Well,
yeah, seller, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a different end of the thing. So yeah, cash deals can be done in a week.
Okay.
I've done cash deals in 3 days. Depends on so this is the thing, because we've had, I want you all to understand the chain, because we've had such a crazy market with so many things happening and so many sales, the title companies are a little backed up, and title has to clear before a closing. So even with a cash buyer right now, it's taking a little bit longer to, get the title back. So what used to take 3 days might take a week.
Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. Yeah, he asked me, he's like, can we do it in 2 months? And I'm like, yeah, we can do it in a month.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to make sure I wasn't talking out my ass. Well,
No, you're good.
sorry.
You're good. Danny. That's okay.
Cool, because he just sent me a
Fill in
email
here.
saying, I look forward to working on this project with you. So I'm
Good.
about to email him the listing agreement and get him to sign it.
Fantastic. Let me just say one thing before the next one. I've got blocked till 7:30. So anybody who wants to stay on, I'm good. I know some of you want to get back to, your life, but so make sure I would even tonight go to attorney at CB Law and say, would you please send me the legal description for, it's going to be hard for your seller to get it to you from Guam, and you need to give the owner's name, the county, and the address. I always attach the legal description to the listing as an exhibit, and I also attach it to any contract as an exhibit. And the reason why is because we can get busy and get dyslexia, and instead of saying 3410, we might say 3140, and then the wrong house gets sold because nobody notices it, because humans are involved in this interaction. So the legal description helps the attorney make sure the correct house is being sold.
Okay, and if I had a question about pricing, can I do that, like talk to you later, or like if I did a CMA, or
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't want to price it too high. I've never really priced a house before, so.
Absolutely. I'll be glad to help you with that. And I just want to say this too, that this is my thing. Go out, make some chaos, and we'll help you figure it out. So one-on-ones are one thing that's specific to what you're doing and specific to you. But if you have something come up, real estate happens all the time, all different times during the day. So reach out. And if I'm not available, I'll make sure that there's somebody who can help you.
And Donnie, I can help you as well too, pulling some comps and pricing some homes as well.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Marquis.
that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
We can set up a Zoom call or stay on after, and I can, run you through it.
Wow,
Short
thank you.
been long ways.
That's awesome. So like I said, this dual career group, be nice to each other, treat each other well, help each other out, team up if you need, like I said, if you need support, door knocking, go with somebody else, just say, let's go door knocking. We'll have fun. And then we can go get, ice cream after, because we're so good. And then, or if you have questions like that, we've got some experienced people in dual career that have knocking the socks off of real estate like Markia, or you can always reach out to me or Bill or our mentors. Any of us are glad to help you.
Donnie and I actually team up, and this this weekend coming up, we're actually going to be door knocking together. So
Yep.
You and you,
Donnie.
oh yay! Okay.
And Donnie, you're up in my area. You're in Woodstock. I live in Ackworth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to live in Ackworth off of Kellogg Creek, actually.
All right, I'm right by Kellogg Creek.
Okay, awesome. Very cool.
One
Yeah.
other thing, Candice, when you're sending the meeting invite, could you put like the topic so that way we know exactly what to expect, and maybe we could formulate our questions or stuff surrounding that topic, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. And if I have an outline for it, I'll post that as well. So you can have that ready to go in case you want to take notes around it. If I don't have an outline, I won't post it, but if I do, I will. Because I've had that
I mean, I
request
sent you
before too.
a direct message too.
Say that
Okay, yeah, I
again.
saw it.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys are
Thank you,
awesome.
Candace.
Yeah, anybody else have anything? So we're gonna work on automation, automated lead gen. We're gonna work on systematize. We're gonna work on teamwork. We're gonna work on classes on Monday night, interactive classes on Monday night. And then I'll review some of the things that were asked for in here. And like workshops, maybe we can do a workshop a month. Because we're kind of doing one workshop a month. Like this week I'm doing, if anybody's able to come, I went to Barnes and Noble and I have 4 boxes full of brand new magazines. So if anybody wants to come and get magazines, or if you can come to the vision board on Thursday at 1:30, come on in. We're just gonna cut out pictures of things that we want to have in our life, and so we can carry them with us all the time. So we keep our eyes on the prize.
I used to do that.
When
all
is
the
that,
time.
on Thursday?
Thursday at 1:30. Thursday at 1:30. And I'm willing to do that again for those of you who can't come. I'm willing to do that one evening. As long as I know that I won't be in the office all by myself and somebody will show up.
And it's just one thing that just came to mind, just to maybe think about for one of the classes, is that we can maybe do, like, I know you love the video chat call, but all of us are like, oh my God, we don't have time throughout the day. So maybe one class, we can all be on mute, just like a bowl 100, and see how many contacts we can go through, you know, starting with A 1 week or B, whatever the case may be. And, you know, for 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes, we can send video chat calls. I mean, or text messages.
I love that idea. There's energy. And if anybody wants to do that in person on a Saturday, when you're not doing, when you're not doing real estate stuff, if anybody wants to come in on a Saturday, I'll come in on a Saturday, and I'll even probably make some tuna mousse or some little snacky, and we can have a fun morning of it.
I would love that.
Okay. All right. So then
Awesome,
I
Candace.
need, pardon?
I said that would be awesome.
Okay. So I'll send out the dual career, and again, what's the best day and time, and we'll figure that out, and then we'll go from there. Saturday mornings are really good times to catch people at home, but if you're sending video texts, it doesn't matter. We can do that anytime.
One more thing real quick. I know KW offers like that 25-hour pre-licensing class every, like, I don't know what the schedule is, but it's, again, during the middle of the day. It'd be a lot easier to, I don't know if there's a way to do it at night again, like again, another after hours type deal.
So
'Cause-
that's the Ignite After Dark.
Oh, I
that's-
get,
That's the post-license class, Ignite After Dark.
But you don't get credit for it, Candice. You don't get credit for it.
Are you kidding?
No, you don't. I'm not.
Okay, I need to check on that. That's not right, because you're doing the same amount of stuff. That's not right. Okay, I'll check on that.
oh, okay. That's why I was kind of wanting to do it, because I didn't know if that went towards the credits or not.
Yeah, it really should be for CE. That's the whole purpose of Ignite, is to help you with your post licensing.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. It
Thank
will be
you so
great.
much, Candace, for this
Yeah.
call.
I
Thank
just
you,
want,
Candace.
I want you to know Bill and I are your advocates. And I mean, the whole office is, but we really, this has been a pain point for me, because I know you all are struggling, and I want you to be able to have those months where it's like, I made more in this month than I made in an entire year. And now I can do things with my family. And even I just want you all to be successful, and so does Bill. So never think, this is what I'm going to say to everybody: be the squeaky wheel. Do not be the person who sits back and goes, it's not working, I don't know what to do. Reach out and say, it's not working, I don't know what to do, and we'll figure it out. Okay. I don't want you to feel like you're alone in your corner. And I do not mind complaints as long as we get to resolution.
Awesome.
That was a showstopper. All right. Anybody else have anything you want to say before we go, or anything that you'd like to have thoughts on? All good? All right. Well, I hope you all get to go enjoy some time. Rest up. The biggest thing is don't beat yourself up. If you come home one night and you're like, I can't do it, I'm going to just sit and watch TV. Give yourself a break. The next day, hit it hard. You know, just don't beat yourself up. You won't get anywhere if all you're doing is fighting yourself. So just do what you can do. And we're going to work on making some things a lot easier for you. It's not going to make it completely like, you know, take a pill and everything works. It's going to be, you're still going to have to do work, but we're going to try and make it as painless as possible for you.
Thank you, Candace.
Thank you guys.
Candace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Squeaky wheels, remember, squeaky wheels.
Thanks, and thanks for taking the time out to be with us.
Yes.
I love you guys.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Candace. Have a great evening, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye,
Take care.
everybody. Great night.
Bye-bye.
Candice, when you get a chance, check your WhatsApp. I sent you a text, okay, when you get a chance.
I think I saw that it was a topic, right?
Yeah, when you get
Okay,
a
I'll look at that, Nadine.
Okay,
Thank you
thanks.
for being on here. And I just want to say your background makes me just want to go to the beach. I love that so much. I'm like, oh,
I was looking for a background and I saw it. I was like, oh my God, that just cheers me up so much.
cheers me up too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.